Good morning, crew. Welcome back to another workout. Today we're going to be working on upper and core. So we'll start with our upper mobilizers. So very technical names again. We've got our bear hugs. So let's start by giving ourselves a nice big bear hug. Just follow along. I'll go through the 4 moves that we'll do after we run through 3 rounds of these. And then we'll be ready to get moving. So we'll change into those sausage arms. Remember when you were flinging your arms overhead, you want to keep your core controlled as well. You don't want to have your lower back and your ribs flailing like you at the club. You want to keep them controlled, compact, and keep your arms nice and loose. From here, then you're gonna wander yourself to the end of your mat or your open space, and then we're gonna begin with the walkouts. If for whatever reason, maybe you've got sore wrists, sore knees, sore shoulders, and you don't feel like walking out for your mobilizers, then you can always stick to the hinges. Just make sure that you're pulling the ground apart with your feet and squeezing your core, your belly button as you're coming down. Once you're in this position, we'll head to knee to 3. If you wanted to remain standing for this one, you can do some hamstring herding of the ducks to loosen off the same body part. So if you're still in your knee to 3, we'll swap over to the other side. Make sure that you're traveling through your shoulders. And once you've done 5 on each side, we'll step our foot to the outside. 90-degree in the front leg. With some shifting is okay, but make sure you're wedging the 2, your shoulder and your knee together. The more you can push between your shoulder and your knee, the more you'll notice a little groin stretch along the lead leg. For me, that's my right leg. I'll refrain from saying left or right in case it's confusing. So once you've done your twists, same side arm, 1 big circle. Try your best to lengthen your spine in this position, and try your best not to move or straighten this lead leg either. Once you've done 5, you're going to switch to the other side, pushing back into the down dog and pushing your leg out to the side. If, again, you have sore knees or sore arms, shoulders, and you want to do some other twists, stay in your squat. And you're going to reach and push on the inside of the knee for each leg. Otherwise, we'll stay in our half kneeling position. Just keep trying to draw that belly button in, keep the ribs engaged, and just practice those little habits and little tweaks. Try to create long, open lines, open your chest. Once we've done 5 of these, we're gonna go back to the beginning again. So pushing up, walking up, and back into those bear hugs. Moving a little bit faster this time. Yes. And if you don't wanna go down onto the kneeling position, onto the floor for these mobilizers just yet, you can always stay in your squat or stay in your standing-like position. Nice, moving onto sausage arms. Make sure that everything, pulling the belly button in, you're just setting your intention, you're connecting all the dots, you're just becoming aware of what you're doing during movement. Because it's easy to get sucked into the movements and focus on when they're going to be over, how many you've done, and we move on to the walkouts. So whatever it is that you need to do to keep you in and to keep you safe, we're gonna start doing now in the warm-up, in the mobilizers. Bringing our attention to the little details that are gonna help us stabilize and maximize in the 30 minutes. So here we go. One more walkout, squeezing the glutes as you come to standing, pulling the ground apart as you're hinging, and then into your knee to 3. Start with my right now. Try not to open the hip for these. You want to try and keep the hip square. Just keep that control, because it can actually be quite hard for a lot of us. A lot of us are naturally kind of twisted in our hips, probably because we lean on one leg a little bit more, or we have a dominant leg that we go upstairs with more often, or like lead with a little bit more, and that can cause a little bit of a twist. So just becoming aware of where any of that tightness is in the hips when you're doing things like that, trying to keep the hips level, can be quite valuable to know when you go out and do other activities and you realize, oh, I've got a bit of lower back pain, or I've got a little bit of knee pain. Chances are it's a result of something like twisted hips or twisted knees or something like that. So the more that you can, connect with yourself and become aware of what your body is doing, switch over. The more you learn and the more you know of what moves will be most helpful to sort of help you be more aligned, help you be more energy efficient, and help you be less injury prone. So take your time. I think one of the hardest things about these earlier workouts is going slow. But slow is fast, and it's through going slow that you be able to develop control, connection, and really sort of feel these moves a little bit better. So last one of these, walking up. Last round of bear crawls. Vigorous bear crawls, because they're super warm now. But just keep hugging. Throw your arms back as far wide as you can. Get a nice open chest in the mix. Remember, we're not at any parties, so no flaring ribs, no flaring lower backs. Just strong cores, big hugs, and now sausage arms. Last one of these, staying active, moving around, putting some of that nervous energy to good use. Make sure you don't knock your glasses off your face like I almost did. Hope you guys have your water ready. You may want a towel just to dry off any sweats. Move over to the end of your mat. Last round of these walkouts. So now we're in our last round. We're just gonna move a little bit freer, faster. But don't miss out on all those extra details. Pulling the ground apart, feeling the hamstrings light up, squeezing the ribs, squeezing the belly button in. And most importantly, breathing. Into knee to 3. Start with the right again. Make sure you're traveling your ears forward beyond your shoulders and in between your shoulders. Squeezing the glutes to raise the leg and driving the heel down to the floor. Swapping over. Breathing at the extremities. And last one. Leg goes to the front. And twists and rainbows. For those of you that are kneeling, you'll just do your squatting or on 2 points rather than half kneeling. You can do those windmills for both sides. So whilst we do the rainbows, you can still do those windmills, and you're more than welcome to hop into the froggies as we finish on the other side. Trying to get as much movement into all my joints as possible, controlled movement, just so we can make sure that everything is connected from when we actually start the workout portion. I've already started getting a bit of a sweat going. So I hope you guys are doing this workout with aircon. Last couple of rainbows. And now, just one more for luck. And we are ready to run through the moves. So, our 4 moves today are actually 3 moves split into 4 stations. Our first move will be in our plank for our high-low planks. So we'll actually start with a walkout, walking out into our plank position, and then we'll lower ourselves, elbow beneath our shoulder, and then raise ourselves, hand beneath the shoulder. A lot of the time people place their hands above. Maybe you'll be working your triceps, but your shoulders might be at a bit of risk there for injury. So here, high-low plank into your walkout, down into your low plank, and then back into your walkout all the way up. If you would like to just stay on your knees, bring it down onto your knees, down onto your elbows, and then back onto your hands. The same rules apply. You have to keep one straight line between your knees and your nose, or your toes and your nose, and make sure that your hands and elbows are underneath your shoulders. Not too far ahead, not too far behind. So we'll do 40 seconds of those walkouts with high-low planks, and then we'll stay on the floor, huzzah, in our side plank. You can dip the knee, fold the knee under about 90 degrees, and you're going to raise. One of the things that happens a lot is that when we raise, our hips are still at somewhat of an angle. So you want to make sure that your knees, your hips, boop, and your elbow and your shoulders are all in one straight line. So then when everything is in one straight line, you're going to reach in between this little armhole, thread the needle, and then come on all the way up. So same thing again, reaching, twisting, and raising. 40 seconds on one side, 40 seconds on the other side. So same move again. If you'd like to upgrade this move, you can, rather than bend the knee, you can straighten that knee, and it becomes a lot trickier. You can stack the feet and have a smaller surface area for stabilizing, or you can line the feet up so you have slightly wider surface area for stabilizing. Either way, those options are there. Personally, I'm gonna stay on my knee, but you guys do whatever you wanna do. Your final move will be focusing on, again, core and also your triceps. There are a few progressions to this move as well. Your hand placement can either be fingers towards you, fingers neutral, or fingers away. You will be in a crab bridge position. Careful with your shoulders that they are not rounding too far forward. You want to make the extra effort to really peel them back and down. From there, you'll be doing one little tricep dip with your elbows. His shoulders roll slightly forward and raise. So dip and raise. If you want to progress this move, it's a bit easy for you, then you're going to dip and kick, pulling the belly button in, dip and kick, dip and kick. If you'd like to upgrade it even more, you're dipping first and reaching on 2 points. So you guys can decide which one you want to do. If reaching for the toe is too far, then you can reach for the knee. Make sure you're pulling the belly button in. And there you go. So those are our 4 moves. Why don't we all grab a sip of water and we'll get ready for our first round. So we're gonna do 3 rounds, 40 seconds of each round with 20-second rest. And then we'll finish with 3 rounds of core. Super familiar, super quick, super efficient, and all body specific. Focus on those areas that, you know, we like to focus on. So, sipped water, wiped sweat, ready to go with our walkouts to high-low planks in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Never forget to pull the ground apart with your feet in that hinge position. And you can actually try to maintain that tension in your toes throughout the whole plank. You'll notice that your glutes will be squeezed in the plank as well if you can maintain that tension through the legs. So we're coming up to about halfway. And you really want to try, when you push into your high plank, to push right through your shoulders. For the last 5, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Have a relax for 20 seconds. Get ready. Knees, toes, hips, and elbow into one position. We're sort of mermaid mode for the next 5, 4, 3. We'll lift the hip. 2, 1, and let's thread the needle. So bringing that arm in through the needle and up with the thread. So you want to try and fold yourself over, but not too much. If you're just sort of staying here, I mean, you're just moving your arms. Of course, your obliques on the inside are going to be doing some work. But if you can relax your hand, stabilize through the body, and add a little twist, stabilize enough to be able to twist, then you're going to be in a good place. Your obliques will thank you. We got 3, 2, 1, rest. Yeah, and your obliques are one of the core muscles known as, well, that can help pull your waist in, help stabilize your core, help you sort of ward off any lower back pain that you might have. So get ready in 3, 2, 1 for the other side, and off we go. One of the things that I see a lot of during any form of plank is really tense arms, really tense hands. And I try to encourage you to just be aware of whether you're making a fist and try to just tell that hand to relax, because you are just using up unnecessary amounts of energy. And it's all gonna go into your forearm and it's gonna take away from the rest of the movement. Making sure your bum is squeezed in one straight line. 3, 2, 1, and relaxing. Oopsies. Okay, we got our crab dip toe touches. So let's go. Pow. And you can raise the leg, or you could just go straight into your tricep dips just to get familiar. And if you'd like an extra challenge, then lift the leg as you are squeezing the belly button in, almost like this inward motion pulls your leg up. Dip and squeeze, or dip and squeeze at the same time. This way you have 3 points of contact with the floor, and you're making it slightly more challenging for your balance, and therefore having to work your core a little bit more in order to stabilize the moves. If you want to add the reach, then you'll be reaching and dipping in between. And that's time. Cool, so 1 round is done. We'll go right back to the very beginning for our high-low planks and walkouts. Getting ready. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Pulling the ground apart. Maximum activation in the glutes and the hamstrings, because even though we are working the upper body, it's the strength in our hips and the strength in our glutes that's going to give us the stability to have more power in the upper body. So why not? Why not work the whole body as a whole? Because that is the way that it works anyway. All the way up, squeezing the ribs, making sure the hands are right underneath the shoulders, the elbows are right underneath the shoulders, and there's minimal hip movement. Rest. Going into our side plank now. Just basking in this little bit of breeze that I've got. 8 seconds to go, so knees, hips, toes, ribs, shoulders, head, and go. Everything is in one good straight line. And I'm really trying to squeeze my bum away and up from the floor. This is definitely, even though we're looking and targeting the obliques here, we're working on a bit of shoulder stability as well. Our glutes are still working in order to power and push that hip up into the air. Almost there, guys. We're about halfway. So it's looking like another 10 seconds by the looks of things. Whoop, whoop. Hang in there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Hop on over to the other side. 20 seconds. You can have a sip of water if you have water in reach. But otherwise, we're gonna get ready. Our knees, our feet, our chests, our shoulders. And 3, 2, 1. Relaxing the hands. And just trying to keep that core as far up and away from the floor as you can. Make sure that your ribs are not flared, that your back is not arched. So this is me arched, and I'm sure you can see that it's a little bit different. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your ribs in, and you're gonna bring your belly button in, and so that you can be in one straight line. Make sure that your shoulder is not close to your ear, that you're staying nice, proud, and open. Nice, we've got time. Oh, we've got no time. That is time. Finishing off with those crab dips again. So, fingers facing you, or fingers facing away, up to you in your bridges and elbows. I'm gonna go with the reach. So you're gonna dip first and then toe touch. You'll notice that when you lift your leg and your hand, there's some unbalancing there. So make sure that you are stable, pushing through your shoulder and pushing through the ground on the 2 points that are still connected to the floor. So in, so dips and reaches, or if you want to keep dipping and raising onto 3 points, then your options are there. And that's time. Final round, and I've barely even stood up. This is definitely one of my favorite workouts. So we'll stand up into our last round. 8 more seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and let's do it. Our last round, guys. I've got a little bit of a sweat going on, and I hope you do too. We're high-low planks. We're trying our best in this round, whether we are knees up or knees down. We're minimizing the hip shift, minimizing the weight shift. Knees come up, all the way up, squeezing the glutes. Into my plank, squeezing the glutes. Into my low plank, squeezing the glutes. Into my high plank, squeezing the glutes. And then walking my way back up. Same thing can happen with the knees down, squeezing the glutes, minimum weight shift, squeezing the glutes, and that is time. Hey, squeezing the glutes. All right, into our thread the needle, 10 more seconds. So if you really want to try getting onto your feet this time, now's your round. 3, 2, 1, and up. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the kneeling, half kneeling side plank. But at any point you want to go full knee, full side plank, full thread the needle. You can have your feet one in front of another, or you can have them stacked on top of each other. I'm gonna put the knee back down for the last 10 seconds. Keeping the neck nice and long and really trying to drive through the shoulder. Keep that arm in full length and stability, and that's time. Hop, hop, hop. Swivel over to the other side in the classy floor-like fashion. Here we go. Comfy in our side plank. In 3, 2, hold the points in line, and let's lift and go. So keeping that elbow close to beneath the shoulder and keeping that ear away from the shoulders. So if you want to add your legs or remove your knee, I should say. Twisting. And just trying to keep that stability, keep that rotation, and keep that alignment as well. Keep the bum high off the floor. And knee back down for 3, 2, 1. Huzzah! One more move. One more round of these crab dips with reaches. I want to make a cheesy joke about reaching for the crab dip anytime. But yeah, not fast enough this morning. 3, 2, 1, and we'll go for little dips and reaches if you can, or little dips and kicks. We're progressing the move. Now that we're certain that we have the stability, you can either kick your leg up and not activate your core, or pull with your core and slowly raise your leg with control. So dip, and if you want to reach, make sure that you are squeezing that belly button in as opposed to pushing the belly button out. Squeezing in and driving up through the floor just to give you height, stability, and some good range in the scapula. For 2, 1. Finito! Olé! Have a drink. Our work portion is done, and then we're moving on to our core portion, which technically is still work, but, you know, have a sip of water. And our core today will be a back plank, as well as some alternating C-sit legs. So I'll run through both of them right now. So your back plank you can do, you can actually do it on an elevated surface if being on the floor is a little bit too difficult for you. And if you are on an elevated surface, actually on any surface, your hands are similar to that of the crab dips in the sense that you can have them fingertips towards you, out at neutral, or flipped all the way around. I feel like neutral will be easiest for everyone, so we'll just go there. So if you're on a chair, you can grab a hold of your chair. If you're on the floor, just be on the floor. Shoulders, you want to peel away from you. Make sure that your chest is proud, that you aren't just curled over like this. Chest proud, heels into the floor, and you're just going to drive your belly button to the sky and squeeze your glutes, squeezing your shoulders, making sure that this doesn't happen and this doesn't happen. So boom, boom, and we're gonna hold that there for 30 seconds. So you may feel some of the squeezing on your lower back, you may feel it on your glutes, you'll feel it in your shoulder blades, you'll feel it in your traps. So just try your best to work through it, make sure it doesn't hurt too much, and just keep squeezing the glutes, driving up towards the sky. 30 seconds is all you need. Your second move will be this is your regular sitting position. So you're gonna move your core into somewhat of a C, curving your core around. Your legs are gonna go in, tapping near the toe, out, near the knee, out, tapping near the toe, and then raising upwards. Again, we're pulling from our belly button, in, out, up, and in, out, up. So those two moves we'll do for 30 seconds each, with a 15 seconds rest in between. Hope you guys aren't getting too much of the Hong Kong classic construction noises. I can't even believe they're going. It's like 7 in the morning. It's nuts. Okay, here we go, crew. We'll start off with those back planks. See, my watch is on my hand because I'm old school with timers. So I will be having a look at my watch every now and again to let you know that it's 30 seconds up. And we got this as a team, whether we're above or beyond time. I mean, below or above time. We'll be fine. So get ready in your back planks. Remember just to keep your shoulders away from your ears, and we'll go in 3, 2, 1, and go. So raising up. Trying to keep your neck in neutral. Try not to reach with your neck like this. Just stay up at the clouds. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Squeeze the glutes. Try not to let the bum dip. Just keep squeezing upwards. If this is really hard for you, then you want to move up into a surface. We're going at another 10 more seconds. This is not nice. Okay, squeeze the bum, and that's time. Huzzah. Good, just when you don't want to do it anymore, it's over. 5 more seconds, and we're into our C-sit in out legs. In 3, 2, 1, and we're going in, out, and up. If you want to do the dainty thing and point your toes, then do. I have somewhat of a relationship with crab feet, so I'll have my toes flexed. Thank you very much. In, out, up. In any case, whatever your toes look like, I'm pretty sure it's just me and you in this room, and I'm not looking at your feet, so it's fine. Here, raise. Try not to lean back too much, and that is time. Plus 3 seconds. Relax. We're heading back into our back plank. Get ready for the 30. In 3, 2, 1, and we're up. Okay, I've switched my hand position to try and find something a little bit more comfortable for me. Now I know what I'm in for after the first round. I'm just gonna commit to this. So we're coming up to about halfway now. It's definitely the point where I start to question how much longer I have. Make sure that you're breathing. And we just got 10 more seconds here. Ooh, need to adjust my wrist, clawing the floor. And that is, relaxing time. Can feel that in my lower back for sure. Just because I've been slumping over a computer for the last few days, I don't think my lower back's been getting much tension. We'll go C-sit now. And up, in, out, and up. I keep my hands here for balance. It literally acts as a counterweight to stop me from leaning too far backwards. If you want to have your hands by your chest, you want to have your hands by your chest, not on your microphone, then keep it by your chest and not your microphone. And then 5 more seconds, 2, 1, resting. 1 more of these to go. All right, we got this. 10 more seconds. I'm sweating so much. I hope you guys are too. 3, 2, 1, and up. So if at any point you want to check yourself, you can look in a mirror if you have one, look in the reflection of your TV, or simply just look down. Make sure that you aren't slacking. Like if you're feeling really comfortable in this move, chances are you need to make yourself a little bit more uncomfortable. I think we've got 10 more seconds left. Completely forgot. I guess we'll have a bonus round. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're done skis. 1 more of those C-sits. Keep it to 30 seconds. We got this. Our last 5 in a rest. 2, 1, and let's go. In, out, pointing the toe. I'm gonna exhale every time I move my foot, or if I want to get a contraction in the core, I'm just gonna add a little exhale. Because every time I do exhale, I'm using my core to help squeeze that air out just a little bit. 2 and 1, and that's us done. So well done, crew, well done. I'm gonna stop the clock, have a sip of water, and then come back and join me on the floor. We did it. So it's sort of at this point in the program that things are starting to get, we're gonna introduce you to a little bit more faster movement, something's a little bit more springy. And we'll be working at 40 seconds from here on out. So, hope you guys liked it. Now that you're back with me after this water, we'll start on our fronts. I'm gonna start stretching the chest, keeping the arms flat on the floor. You want to relax your whole chest. And then you're gonna lift one leg, roll that leg over. My arm is sort of like this, but behind me. And I'm just gonna fold myself over like a book, stretching the arm that's on the bottom. You can, if you want, relax the head, or if you have a towel, now's the time that you can roll it up and just place it there. And then we'll go over to the other side. So my arm's gonna go down into the letter T. I'm gonna place my chest on the floor. I'm gonna raise my opposite leg and turn my hip. Once I'm settled in this position, then I'm gonna bring my other arm up and over and just enjoy the stretch. Make sure you're exhaling, coming back into the T on the floor position. And we're gonna just go up, bringing our elbows into our chest. And I'm gonna do a Sphinx pose. So basically I'm gonna pull my elbows in and pull my chest forward, just extending and bringing my lower back. Nice. From here, we're gonna push ourselves up into a like a quadruped position. And then we're gonna thread the needle here. This time we're gonna just turn it into a stretch. So trying to reach for the stretch behind the shoulder blade, and also maybe the front of the shoulder, the top of the shoulder. And then off to this other side. We'll be done. And just like that, we've got another 30 minutes in the books. If you want to stretch your wrists, stretch your flexors, do any of these guys, your bends, pulls, then do so. Otherwise, well done, crew. We'll see you in the weeks to come. Keep on showing up for yourself. Keep on putting that good, yummy foods in your faces. And yeah, the more you show up, the better you get. And this is just the beginning, so. See you guys next time.